It was a dark and stormy night when Levi, a curious and adventurous 4-year-old boy, found himself alone in his room. The thunder roared outside, and the rain tapped on his window like little fingers. Levi loved the rain, but tonight, it made him feel a little lonely. As Levi watched the raindrops race down the windowpane, he noticed something strange. In his backyard, there stood a large cage with a sign that read, "Brian the Gorilla." Levi's eyes widened with excitement. He had always wanted to see a real gorilla up close. Without thinking twice, Levi put on his raincoat and ran outside into the storm. The wind howled, and the rain soaked his hair, but he didn't care. He had a mission, to meet Brian the gorilla. Levi reached the cage and peered inside. There, sitting in the corner, was Brian the gorilla. He looked sad and lonely, just like Levi felt moments ago. Levi's heart ached for the gorilla, and he knew he had to help him. Levi ran back inside his house and found his mom, Alice, in the kitchen. "Mom, we have to help Brian the gorilla. He's all alone in the storm," he pleaded. Alice looked worried. She believed that wild animals should be left in their natural habitats. But she also saw the determination in her son's eyes. She sighed and said, "Okay, let's see what we can do." Together, they gathered blankets, towels, and an umbrella. They rushed back to the cage and covered it with the blankets, making a cozy shelter for Brian. Levi held the umbrella above the cage to protect Brian from the rain. Just as they finished, a loud crack of thunder echoed through the sky. Startled, Brian jumped up and accidentally knocked over the cage's door. He was free. Levi's heart raced with excitement. He had helped Brian escape, but now what? He didn't want the gorilla to get hurt or lost. Suddenly, Levi had an idea. He grabbed his toy walkie-talkie and whispered into it, "Brian, follow my voice. I'll guide you home." Levi led Brian through the stormy night, his voice soothing and comforting. They crossed rivers, climbed trees, and jumped over rocks. Finally, they reached the safety of the forest, where Brian belonged. As they stood at the edge of the forest, Levi's mom, Alice, appeared with a worried look on her face. She had followed Levi's voice and found them. "Levi, I was so scared. I didn't want anything bad to happen to you or the gorilla," Alice said, tears welling up in her eyes. Levi hugged his mom tightly and said, "I know, Mom. But I couldn't leave Brian all alone. He needed us." Alice nodded, understanding her son's compassion. She realized that sometimes, conflicting beliefs and values could be reconciled, especially when they came from a place of love and empathy. Together, they walked back home, their hearts filled with a newfound understanding and a bond that could weather any storm. And as the rain continued to fall, Levi knew that he had made a friend for life in Brian the gorilla. The end.